KO Artist Sports here with the great Russell Peters. Last time we spoke in Vegas was interesting. Definitely one of the more interesting interviews.
I'm more surprised you remembered it. That's what I'm more surprised with.
I will say I wasn't planning on working that day, but it ended up happening. So we're here at the Canelo Khan press conference. Obviously, you're friends with Khan, but there you told me that
you said obviously because we look alike.
Oh no, because you told me no.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Hey! Full disclosure, he showed me a video of them kind of like standing off. So that's why I said that.
Me and Khan standing together look like before and after.
To everybody, get on Instagram and tell him to put on that video because it was hilarious.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, you said at the time that Khan needed to kind of stay on the stick, stay on the jab.
Yeah.
Seeing them together, though, I mean, Khan's actually a little taller. Size difference.
Reach.
Right. Do you still feel that he needs to kind of?
Yes.
That's the way to go.
Especially with a guy that's a little shorter, a little stockier. You don't want to get on an inside fight with him. When you have the reach and you have the height and the speed, stay on the outside. Speed kills.
No, true. Obviously, it killed when Canelo fought Mayweather. Do you think that's kind of?
I honestly think that Mayweather could have knocked Canelo out in that fight and didn't.
Really? Wow.
I think he didn't on like compassionate terms. Like, if I knock this guy out, his career's kind of over. So I'm not going to do that to him. I think he thinks like that to a certain degree. Like, you can't be 100% asshole.
Well, that's true. Obviously, you're a big fight fan. This weekend, UFC 196 main event got changed. I remember you thought RDA might have kind of beaten Conor last time. You think he maybe had the edge. Yep. Now with Diaz, short notice, how does that go?
I like this fight a lot. I would like it more if Diaz had maybe one extra week more to train, but
laps in at least.
I saw him in an interview like yesterday, and he had a black eye from training. I'm like, dude, it's fight week. You can't. I get it. You got to train, but just do cardio and road work and light sparring. Don't get fucked up out there.
True. He at the press conference, he's big. He's a big guy, tall. Do you think, being like you said, he doesn't have kind of the cardio going or didn't have a camp coming in, do you think he kind of relies mostly on his jiu-jitsu then going into this fight, having seen Conor on the ground against Mendez and seeing how he kind of struggled there?
Nate is not the kind of guy that's going to try to take the easy route. He's not that kind of guy. He's a fighter, like a real genuine fighter. A guy like me is a guy who went to the gym and I trained a little bit, and then I would see the fighters in the gym and I'd be like, okay, I see the difference between me and them. I'm just doing this and they're doing this,
Another big fight on that card, Holly Holm versus Misha Tate.
That's a pick'em fight. Even though Holly is, got all that boxing and all that skill, Misha's no bum, you know what I mean? And, Misha and Ronda always have their little mishaps, but I think that's one of those things where styles make fights, and Misha and Holly is a good fight for Misha, I think.
Oh, definitely. She's very, very scrappy. She doesn't necessarily want to take it to the ground, so that's kind of, obviously they're both going to be standing.
If they stand up, it's Holly's game. She's clearly the better stand-up fighter.
Does Misha get kicked in the head, do you think?
I don't know if Misha gets kicked in the head or just knocked out with a right hand. I mean, Holly's got that. She's got those hands.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to the Luis Ortiz fight this weekend too.
Oh man, he is the truth. I mean, he is. How do you see a fight between him and Deontay Wilder?
I think Luis Ortiz knocks out Deontay Wilder.
Really?
And I would say in the first 2 rounds.
Wow, really? 2 rounds?
I like Deontay for the sport. But as a fight fan, I find he doesn't have the experience he needs, and he makes wild mistakes in there. Like, he lives up to his last name.
He definitely gets away with a lot of things because of his range, because of his power. Do you see him getting past Povetkian to then maybe even possibly fight?
Is that who he's fighting next?
Yeah.
He'll be fine against him.
Really? You think no problem?
Not no problem, but I think he could eke past him, just barely. Yeah. But against a guy like Luis Ortiz, that guy's got such a crazy amateur career. And when I saw him fight, that was the first time I saw him fight. Was his last fight when he fought who was that?
Jennings.
Yeah, Brian Jennings. And I was really impressed. I was like, wow, this guy can box and he can punch. He looked like Trevor Burbick in the face.
He does kind of old school Trevor.
He has a very Trevor Burbick look about him.
Yeah, he does. Just as a fight fan, what's like the biggest fight? Give me a boxing fight and a UFC fight, the ones that you're most looking forward to coming up.
Man,
UFC first.
UFC first. I don't know. I mean, Ronda's comeback fight will be interesting to see, and I don't think she should fight Holly right away. That would be a terrible mistake. So whoever Ronda fights next will be an interesting fight.
If Dana White says, Russell Peters, you're a matchmaker, put whatever fight you want together, what's that fight?
I would like to see Kane and Verdum have a rematch. But,
that happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got two guys that, I'm friends with Kane. I'm scared to call him in case he injures his hand answering the phone. You heard me, Kane.
And so for boxing?
Boxing, it's for me, it would be either Kovalev versus Ward or Triple G versus Canelo.
Yeah, no, those are great for sure, definitely.
Or Terrence Crawford versus Manny.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too. What do you think about Postal versus Crawford?
That'd be a nice fight. That'd be a good fight. Who? I'm just kidding.
He knows what he's talking about. He's a fight fan. Again, Russell Peters, thank you very much for the time, sir. Really, really appreciate it.
Again.
Yeah, right? Fight fans, talk to this man about his fights. He knows what he's talking about. Thanks again, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Special shout out to
yeah, sure. Thanks, Scott Greenleaf.
you held the camera for me.
Greenleaf is a major director.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not like a slouch.
So
He's
we'll
like the Spielberg of independence.
so we'll see how this video came out.
I don't know that to be true.
Oh, no, it is.
Thank you guys.